Well, you asked for it, the first water episode of the year. This week we're traveling to Ohio and Pennsylvania. We're going to be pursuing chisel-tooth, yellow-tooth, flat-tails, whatever you want to call them. We're chasing the American beaver. Trapping time starts right now.
Trapping, an art form that has stood the test of time. A heritage built upon hard work, dedication, and pride. Rooted deep with the main goal of conservation, we, as trappers, live this history 365 days a year. With the help of some great friends, along with the love and support of my family, I'm carrying on that tradition. With all the pitfalls that I may encounter, the rewards more than outweigh the costs. Many of the greatest trappers in history have etched their name in time. This is my story. This is my time. This is trapping time.
Trapping Time is brought to you by Vapple at vappleproducts.com, Jeb's Chokes at jebschokes.com, Blind Turtle at blindturtle.net, Smokey's Deer Lures at smokiesdeerlure.com, Blackwater Hunting Services at blackwaterhunting.com, Southern Ohio Outfitters at southernohio.outfitters.com, Popio Creek Trapping Supply at popiocreektrappingsupply.com, Big Game Gut Glove at biggamegutglove.com, Dakota Line Snares at dakotalinesnares.com, PCS Outdoors at pcsoutdoors.com, Duke Trap Company at duketraps.com, Deep South Trapping Lures at deepsouthlures.com, Webster's Predator Control at shop.websterspredatorcontrol.com, Little Whiskey Girl at littlewhiskeygirl.com, Wolf Creek Products at wolfcreekproducts.net, Southern Snares and Supply at southernsnares.com, and Console Energy at consoleenergy.com.
You know, everybody's got their favorite animal they like to pursue on the trap line. Obviously, coyotes are mine. That's kind of how I made my mark in the industry, by chasing coyotes and being successful at it. But, you know, there is a special place in my heart for hopping in freezing temperature water and ice and cold and wet feet and cold hands to chase, you know, the American beaver. You know, a lot of times I give everyone a hard time about chasing beavers. A lot of it is due because we just don't have a lot where I'm from, and there is a lot of work. You have a lot of respect for the guys that are out there chasing them all the time because it is a lot of work.
With this bad weather setting in, these beavers aren't going to move a whole lot. Behind me, as you can see, is what we call feed beds. These beavers all summer long, when they're building their dams, they start storing stuff. It's like a squirrel storing acorns for the winter. They do the same thing. And you'll see there's a lot of fresh cuttings in here, and there's a lot of fresh cuttings along the bank. They're starting to use this feed bed. Luckily for us, we haven't had a real serious cold spell yet, so we still may get some bank activity. It looks like they've been up on this bank here a little bit. So we're going to concentrate our sets to within, you know, 20, 30 feet of the den and the feed bed.
You know, it doesn't take a lot of time to throw in a few beaver sets, and I'm going to show you how simple it is.
What we've got here is what we like to call a channel. These beavers, they come over this dam in the middle of the night while they're feeding. They hit these little creeks and they run down to the next lodge or dam. So what I've done here is, this channel is actually perfect. I'm going to be using a 330 Connie Bear, which is a body gripping trap. We're going to set this trap right down in this channel. This log that's running across here is going to act as what they like to call a diving set. The beaver will be swimming along with his nose to the top of the water. He'll get to that log. Instead of going over top of it, he'll try to swim under it. If he tries to swim under it, he'll in turn get caught in the body gripping trap. A lot faster, a lot easier than building a typical drowning set like we've done in the past. Certain states have certain restrictions. The state where I come from, Pennsylvania, you're only allowed to have 2 of these in the water at any given time because our beavers are a little more restricted. Here in Ohio, the rules aren't as stringent. So we're going to take this out here. we're gonna do, we're gonna set it. Oh, this channel's perfect for this. We're gonna take them. What I like to do, I'll take a wireless trap right here to this. Basically, when these animals get caught in here, it's gonna be instantaneous. They're not gonna flop around or anything. It's gonna happen real fast. But the biggest thing is we don't want to be looking down the creek for the trap or our beaver. So we've got that. Trap is crazy solid. It's not moving. This set's ready. It's perfect. It's set in the channel perfect. All we have to do is wait for old Flattail to come through and make our day.
When we come back, we're going to finish up our sets and see if any of them connect.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
What do you demand in a quality knife? You want a knife that works as hard as you do. Weeby knives are made for trappers who want efficiency and perfection. The Weeby Elite double-edged fleshing knife has one edge that's ultra sharp, and the other side has just the right edge for pushing fat and meat for perfectly fleshed furs. And don't forget about the Weeby Wicked Sharp, the planet's sharpest skinner. When the blade goes dull, simply snap on a new one, you're ready to go. Find them at DakotaLineSnares.com.
You know, one of the main reasons this country was explored was for the market of the American beaver. You know, hide hunters and trappers from all over the world were coming here, and they just kept moving west, chasing beavers. You know, relationships with the Indians and stuff were built because of this. You know, if you could put your finger on one thing that helped explore, you know, especially the northwest of America, it was American beaver.
Every so often you'll find a set just as we did here. We had to modify this a little bit. These beavers have been coming out of this so much, they have the dirt wore down. It's probably about a 1 foot hole. A Connie Bear's 10 by 10, fits right in there perfect. The beavers, what's nice about this set here is you can catch them coming in as well as going back out. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this set. Let's roll to the next one. You can see here where these beavers have been coming up this bank, and a lot of times these beavers will swim along the edge and work up inside these pockets. So we threw a 330 in on this pocket here, and I'm going to build a caster mound right here. I've already got my shelf dug out. Real solid bird here. So we're going to take our number 3, we're going to put it in like so. It's going to be under about 1.5 inches of water, which will be fine. This time of year the water doesn't seem to fluctuate near as much as it does early in the year. So our next step is we're going to build a caster mount, put it right here. We'll throw some debris up to kind of funnel them in, and that's it. I mean, it's not rocket science, folks. Hurry up and wait. Can't wait till tomorrow, see what we got. Kind of excited. Nice beautiful day we're having, all this snow that came in.
Now it's time to explore my little part of America. Let's get back in the water.
I brought Jesse out with me today to check some traps. We set yesterday, and this is the first time ever on this beaver pond. I think we got something there, Jess.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a beaver trapping expedition before?
Yeah, actually, used to trap with my grandfather.
What we had here is we had a little channel where we could tell this beaver was swimming in there. So all I did is take a little stick and propped it up, almost made like a diving log set, and it worked out perfect. I mean, this is a pretty big beaver here. Try to get him out of there.
Oh yeah, that's a real nice beaver. What we're gonna do here is we'll get this flipped back around. If you won't mind helping me. We'll take our tongs here. Watch it there. One thing nice about trapping beavers is they're creatures of habit.
we'll be able to reset this trap and probably catch another one right here. Get that on this wiggle. Do you want to just take that safety? Alright, we're locked in, we're safe. Let's get him out of the trap. Oh yeah, that's a real nice beaver. I would probably say high 30s. Now Jess, looks like we connected again. Get through this marsh here. This set here was perfect. We got a nice little channel coming down through here. These beavers have been using it so much, they've actually got the grass worn out. And when you're looking for a sign, that's what you're looking for. Because they're traveling it so much. As you can see back here, they've got the grass basically the size of a beaver where they've been just swimming down through here. Yeah. This was an easy one to pick out. All we did was set 2 stakes. We threw this log across here. Usually I'll wire my log or my trap to a stake so it don't go anywhere. But as shallow as this water is, it wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't going anywhere. So
even if he did, he ain't getting very far.
He's not getting very far. I mean, when those traps, those 330s connect, they're not going anywhere.
It's a little smaller beaver than the last one.
Yeah, it's probably a couple years. It's not really a kit, but not nearly as big or as old as the last one. He's gonna surprise you though. He's gonna go well over 20 some pounds. He's gonna surprise you. Big old yellow tooth. I told your brother when we was in here the other day, I said, there's some big beavers in here because you could tell by how high up they're gnawing on the trees and stuff. So, okay, let's get this one here out of here. This is an easy one. We're just gonna yank the whole setup out. We'll get him out of here. Now what I like to do, because they are so muddy, because we're gonna have to skin these out, I'll take and throw them back in the water and try and get some of that mud out, because that mud will get caked in there. There you go. He's ready to skin out now. When we make this set, and look forward to the next day of checking.
While we're chasing beavers here in Pennsylvania High, John Shagnon from PCS Outdoors, he's fighting the elements in the UP of Michigan. It's the set of the week when we come back. The Power Clip by Papio Creek. Changing the way you trap water. Go check them out at PapioCreekTrappingSupply.com.
Where'd you get all that stuff?
DakotaLineSnares.com.
I bet it cost you a fortune to ship all that.
Nope, not DakotaLineSnares.com. It's $9.95. Flat rate, it doesn't matter what you get.
Dakota Line Snares and Trapping Products has everything you need right at your fingertips. Our warehouse is packed with trapping supplies you need to be successful on your trap line, and with flat rate shipping of $9.95 on all orders, you get your money's worth.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm going to put my order in at DakotaLineSnares.com now.
In 2011, the world of shotgun chokes changed forever. Bobby Sears took his Jeb's Headhunter Precision Choke Tube to the NWTF Wild Turkey Still Target National Championships and brought home the gold. Shortly after, the Game On team got on board. By stacking the shot in front of the wad cup inside the choke tube before it exits your gun barrel, Jebs can extend your effective range way beyond anything you've ever seen. So don't get worked up about a turkey that's just out of range. Ruin his day with a Jeb's Headhunter Choke Tube.
The trophy moment only lasts a couple of seconds, but the story will be passed on for generations. They only see the glory, not the sacrifice. But I don't wait for my tall tale of glory. I handcraft my journey from start to finish. They don't see what goes on behind closed doors. An epic saga is worth 1,000 words, but my story boils down to 3. Little Whiskey Girl. Save luck for the weekend hunter.
One of the reasons we do the set of the week is because it gives an opportunity to show how animals are trapped in different parts of the country. You know, and where I'm from in Pennsylvania, we're not fighting near the weather that John is facing in the UP of Michigan. He's practically in Canada, you know, the cold temps and everything. And also, he's trapping animals that we don't even have an opportunity to trap. The waters of the UP have a few more otters than we have around here.
We've seen all the cuttings up above, and we walked along the shore until we found this big feed pile. So I'm basically setting Bridger 5 upstream where I see some open water, and we're going to drop this where I can see they're traveling around the feed pile. We drove in 2 guide sticks, plus we'll be able to tell when we got to chop the ice out to get back to this trap. And it's deep down in there. And got those positioned just right. Slide that right down in that deep channel. Once the ice gets out of the way. Then basically after it freezes, you got a 2-day check and there should be a beaver in here. Put a 330 underneath this log and we fenced it off with some twigs or limbs I mean, and it looks like it paid off. Just deep enough to cover a 330. We got a Doctor stabilizer, holds that trap in place. So when one of these guys come along, you can catch it. Nice one. Michigan otter. Sometimes you just gotta say, what the heck? Oh! Feel steel. Oh! That's a lot of work for a beaver. That's a nice one. We'll take them. And to show you how we get this set back in. Once again, this RTS setter's a time saver, and if anything ever happens with one of these things, you can work with one hand with ease. Everybody that says beaver trapping's not hard work, they ain't done it. Especially when we got to carry these critters over and we're not done checking here yet. That's a nice beaver. I wired it to this larger one just in case, so I couldn't pull the pole in, and that worked. Little guy, right around the neck. Doesn't look like the 330 got anything. We may shuffle it up. It looks like they're working the ice along there. We just got 3 beavers and an otter. We're using Sabo brand under the ice snares and 330s and Sleepy Creek 1000s. Dr. Dave stabilizers, and it's December 1st. It's getting sunny, but it's 20 degrees. Northern Michigan, and many thanks to Andrew and Casey for helping me carry these beavers up the banks when we checked them today.
Thanks, John. When we come back, I'm going to show you the biggest animal I've ever trapped in the water.
Do you need a blind that will keep you warm on a cold winter day? Do you need a blind that won't blow away on a windy fall afternoon? Do you need a blind that will never wear out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need a Blind Turtle hardshell hunting blind. This solid one-piece unit is perfect for deer hunters, turkey hunters, archery hunters, and gun hunters. Put it this way, if you hunt, the Blind Turtle is perfect for you.
Who better to get your trapping supplies from than trappers who know what you need in the field?
Come on in.
PCS Outdoors is one-stop shopping for name brand trapping, predator hunting and calling supplies, shooting and pest control gear at discount prices.
A lure for every animal you'd be targeting.
PCS Outdoors stands above the competition.
Quality Sabo brand snares being made here in Michigan.
Go to PCSOutdoors.com for great selection and prices that'll make you want to stock up for your next trapping or outdoor adventure.
We are infinite.
Well, it's opening day of Pennsylvania's beaver season, and I've been getting calls about different people having beavers. Well, this property here, I actually coyote trap, so it's kind of a package deal for me to be able to coyote trap. I got to take the beavers out now. Kelch and I, we did a quick run around. Probably going to put some leg holds on that side. It's starting to get cold here, and stuff's starting to freeze up. Seems like that's the sunny side, so we're going to try to put all of our leg hold sets over there. Looks like we're going to put there's four slides over there, and then we've got a couple spots we're going to throw a few 330s in, just because there's water's just not deep enough and it's showing some activity. So it's going to be cold the next few days, so these beavers ought to move back and forth a little bit. But we're going to get across here. I mean, these dams have been here for years. I mean, you can look at them. There's no new wood on the dams or nothing. So we're just going to go down in here and see if we can take these out of here so these guys can get up and back and forth here when they deer hunt. So let's get after it.
Now we're headed to my home state of Pennsylvania. Now this was an eradication job. I'm there to get every beaver out, so we're going to try to cover as many avenues as we can to put some beavers in these traps.
Now, I've been setting beaver traps a long time, but these make it so much easier. I don't care how tough you are. You know what? They make products out there to make life easier, so you know what? We're going to take advantage of it.
Now this channel here was connecting an upper dam and a lower dam. I threw a 330 at the top and a 330 at the bottom. Look and let's see how easy it can be.
Now this is a pretty big beaver. Holy cow. We're going to reset this trap after we get him out of here. We're going to take a look at him, see exactly what we got. Yeah, that's a big one. He barely even got his head in. Me and Kelch was just talking about that yesterday, what happens when they won't fit. He probably wasn't going to fit in there very well. We'll take him up here so you can get a better look at him. But this is just a typical set. We've got a nice, you can see their run. We got a nice little channel here. It worked out perfect. It was already fenced in. We found this log here. We just chucked it over there, wired this off, and kind of fenced him in a little bit with a few sticks. Kind of forced him in here. We could see where they were going up to the secondary dam and feeding and bringing stuff down. So here in Pennsylvania, we're not allowed to set by any of the structure. So this worked out perfect. Pretty much what they would call a slam dunk in this type of trapping. But that's a real good beaver, an older beaver. This is a prime example of taking advantage of all the fur that you can. We're basically running a dog and cat line right now, but this was kind of on the way. It's going to help the landowner out. It's going to secure us some permission. So, and anybody that knows me knows I hate trapping these things. There's so much work involved. But, I mean, that beaver is huge. Just totally enormous. I mean, I'm 6'2". That's huge.
When you're on an eradication job, size doesn't matter.
Now we made a little bit of a caster mound over here with some Sabo magic mud, and we've got a young beaver, it looks like, in there. So we'll remake this set, and I'm going to use some Mountain Rebel tree chomper and make a couple more caster mounds in some of these places where these beavers have been showing some activity. But 3 traps, 2 beavers, we're well on our way of taking this colony out of here. When we're trapping beavers, I like something with a big jaw opening in case we catch them by the hind leg. Now, this beaver here is very small, especially after the last one we just took out of the water. But when you're doing eradication like this, you don't discriminate. You want them out of here. We're taking every beaver out of here and getting them out of here for good. So, I mean, that's probably at most 15-pound beaver, 10 to 15 pounds. Good front foot catch. Another thing, by using the heavy trap, when they get out there, sinks them down over, holds them there. So, take and throw him up on the bank here, and we'll remake this set.
In my part of the country, everybody learns to water trap, but the majority of your fur check is made on land. But when you can get these little pockets of water fur, you really need to take advantage of them. Until next time, we're keeping the tradition alive here on Trapping Time. Remember to set your DVRs every Tuesday at 8:30 on Dish Network channel 266. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at Trapping Time. I personally am going to list every week the conventions, the events we're going to be at. Also, we're going to be posting videos, anything trapping related that's going to make you a better trapper and help fuel your trapping addiction. I laugh and joke about beaver trapping all the time. It actually is a lot of fun, and you know, in some parts of the country, these guys are actually making a pretty decent living at it. So I guess all in all, I do enjoy it. Just don't tell my coyote trapping buddies.